right? So 100 million takes you well past that. So if you are planning to live to 200 years old, and you know a way to do that at the moment, 200 million, 100 million should hold you. Okay.
Those would be way your kids.
Okay. In fact, the minute you get 100 million on the back of your car, put, I'm going for the 200, baby, and see if anybody stops you and one day you'll come, I'm looking for 200 years old. Hopefully you're saying that when they pull you over to the side, and you go, yeah, I'm already 199, I'm trying to get to 200. Okay. And they probably pulled him over because he realized he's 199, he isn't going to make it to 200. What he was really trying to do is get to 200 miles per hour on the car, and this way he could say he made it to 200. Okay. There is a waiting or elimination period that can lower the cost of this. Most of them are 90 days. So generally, if something happens to you, you should recover within 90 days, so disability won't pay for that first 90 days. But if you didn't want to take a chance that you didn't have enough cash to last you for all your expenses, you can lower that elimination period to like 30 days, and if you did, you'll have a higher premium. So the lower the elimination period, the higher premium. The other stuff I don't need you to know, I want you to know disability in general. You're okay with disability? Because you will have a chance on your final midterm exam to make choices. Do you buy disability insurance? Do you buy health insurance? Do you buy life insurance? Of course, that will depend on the wheel of life. How many children do you have? How much money are you making? Yes.
Okay. For your heart attack, you had major medical. Is that what covered it?
It sure did.
Okay. So what's the difference between that and then a dread disease policy?
Sure. Dread disease. A disease is like cancer. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Cancer is a dread disease.
Okay. Because they're both very.
One is in essence an illness. You know, myocardial infarction they call it, is an illness that comes on for, in my case, genetics. And in my case, the only reason I survived it is I knew it was coming. Genetics. It's every Wexler before. Okay, my dad was lucky that they thought he died that night. We fooled him. He went on, but he still was very ill for the rest of his life in terms of the things he was limited to do. So I knew it was coming, so I did things that's the reason why I'm here to haunt all of you for right now. Okay? Otherwise, I would have been 45 years old when it happened. And then 2 other times, I knew it was coming. I felt it. But in fact, the first time would have never happened had the doctors listened to me. There was a doctor, and that's why I don't trust doctors. I don't trust anybody. Okay? I don't trust, like my wife, I trust. Okay? And I suggest you do the same. Trust should be earned. But Ronald Blankstein, guy looked like Ronald McDonald. One of the young doctor, nice guy, took care of my dad. And I said to him, I pulled him aside one day, and I said, look, I'd like you to do a cardiac catheterization on me. I was like 24 years old at the time. He said, we won't do that, it's too risky. And I said, come on, the risk on a cardiac cath is about 5%. Well, that is a lot. But I said, I'm willing to do it because I know I'm going to have a heart attack. But if you can tell me where I'm already starting to have that degenerative disease, we could go fix it. Because we're already doing cardiac bypass. In those days, they wouldn't do it. So 15 years later, or whatever it was, I do have a heart attack, but I survived it because I became a runner. I ran 50 miles a week, played a lot of tennis, played a lot of racquetball, all aerobic activities, so that when I did have the attack, I survived it. A few years later, I was on vacation, and I said, uh-oh, getting a problem. I got on a plane, came down here to my doctor, and I said, now do a cardiac cath because I'm having a problem. And sure enough, they went in, now they did it because the technique became so refined that they went in, saw the problem, fixed it, put some metal inside me. And a few years later, I was on vacation again, had the same kind of thing, came home. Already, if I show up, they know something's wrong. So, yeah, hey, let's go.
Getting it ready.
So, sure, go right in. Now they put 2 more pieces of metal in me. And, if I didn't do it, I may not be here. That's why you should pay attention to your body. You should do the right things to take care of yourself. And if you do that, life's wonderful. You're going to make mistakes, fall down, pick yourself up. Life insurance. Today, you will live longer. Most of you should make it to 100. because of all the new medicines. Today, most people will live into the 80s. Women, 88. Men to around 83. It's because women will drive you to death earlier. But by the time you guys, as you grow up, 100 should not be a problem. And I don't mean you're a feeble 100. My mother-in-law now is feeble, okay? But until she was 96, 97, she would be up there outside baking pies, baking cakes, doing all this kind of stuff. And so, in your case, with all the things that we can do, the exercise, the machines, and the things you should do, which is one thing, stop being a couch potato. Stop sitting behind that Xbox console. That is not, to you that's fun. To me that's, I mean, one day your children will be born, your thumbs are going to be half the size of your hand. You're so used to doing that. It's called evolution, okay? You're going to be born without feet because you're so used to sitting on a couch and sitting and playing with your Xbox. When you will be born with is an Xbox, okay? Interesting world. Okay, so there are two types of insurance I would like you to know. Term insurance and whole life. Another name for whole life is universal. And during the rest of the semester, or next semester, I'll talk to you about some of the other ones. But I want you to know those two basic types. A term policy you might buy when you're 28 years old, had your first child, want to make sure you're all protected until your kid's out of the house, good riddance, got their own job, they're grown up. So you might want to get a 30 or 40-year term insurance policy. And there's all different types, level term, adjustable term. I don't want to go into that right now. All I want you to know is it's designed to last you for a period of time in your life that you've decided. At the end of that term, that policy, you're done with it. It's over. It's not worth anything. Whole life insurance can be for the rest, it is for the rest of your life, and as you go from year to year, it starts to be worth money. It's much more expensive than term, but at the end of, at some point in your life, if you have insured yourself properly and for enough money, it could be worth several $1 million. Just that whole life policy. The term is worth nothing. The whole life can be worth $1 million, $2 million easily, especially if your incomes are up there. What I did was bought term policy when I first got married, because nobody needs money until you have a reason for people. The people that get your money are called beneficiaries, so you should know that term. You can buy convertible term. So as you're making more money, you can take your term insurance and convert it automatically into whole life. And that's what I did. As I started making more money when I was 25, 26, I started converting everything into whole life, which meant I did survive, my children are all successful, and that's one of the reasons I'm able to be with you, or torture you today, is because this salary doesn't pay for my lifestyle. But there's so much money in my life insurance, as well as money that I make, in the securities markets. So these are all parts of a plan, a financial plan, to protect you while you're living, to protect your people that you love and that you want to make sure are okay if something happens to you, who are depending on you. And then at the end, if you did have whole life insurance, that's another batch of money for you. Okay, term and whole. Any questions on those? And again, on your midterm exam, you're going to have all these choices to make. But it will also depend on the money that your income is. Okay? Where you live, you're going to have to make choices.
Is the document items you for all the whole midterm?
I don't know if there's things on iTunes U or not. Is there? Can somebody tell me? Because there may be. I may have left stuff up, but I've changed
like
it.
this, like part one right now.
No, I don't put these up. No.
They're nowhere?
Nope. Nope. But they are in chapter 14.
Oh, they are?
Oh, sure. This is chapter 14. Sounds like you didn't do your homework for chapter.
No, I did.
Then I don't know. Okay, and I don't remember if term and whole life is there. Was there another question?
Yeah, on Friday, for the midterm, is it a booklet? Is it
No, that part is individual. That part I decided is going to be individual. And there's nothing to go nuts about. They're all major questions from pretty much from the book and things right from there. and true and false.
And then on the actual day of the midterm, that's when you're doing.
What's gonna happen, let me make sure, I wanna do this as the bell rings, but I wanna answer this also. So very quickly, beneficiary I talked to you about, incontestability clause. You can put that in there because he's 87 and he just married that 21-year-old, okay? Of course, she's looking at Big Daddy over here for his insurance policy, hoping that he drops dead in the next 5 minutes. So when he drops dead, meanwhile, his favorite son says, hey, I didn't realize he left all the money to Fabiana. I'm going to contest it. I'm going to court because we can tell she is a money grabber, okay? So you can go to court and contest it unless we have an incontestability clause that you'd want to sign so that, no, you go to court, he signed it, she's getting the money. Suicide. You take out a $2 million policy because you know you're going bankrupt, whatever it is. You go home and put a gun to your head. Because you wanted your heirs or beneficiaries to receive the money. Can't do that. You can't take a life insurance policy and go kill yourself. Okay? People have tried that.
Tried it?
Pardon? Well, the problem with it is, oh, you didn't get the money. Well, it's too late to revive yourself from the dead. So I'd rather
They told him when you were
rather
there?
know it. Okay. What was your question again?
Didn't work.
Sure. You will be able to work on the actual midterm all next week, except right at the beginning I will explain all the information I'm going to give you that you can draw decisions. Do I want to buy a car for 3 years or 5 years? Do I want this or I want that? You're going to get all those choices from me. The day of the actual final, okay, we will prepare for all that, you will have to, by the middle of the final, be ready to go fully with your midterm. And I might have gone around and asked questions of each member of your family to see if they know everything. Because if you did the car and you did the house and you never talked with each other, you're gonna lose major points. You need to collaborate, set up a Google Doc, set up a chat, do all this stuff because you'll have plenty of time to do a great job on this. You all should be able to. It'll be your first roadmap on how to make sure financially you're okay. In the middle of the day of the final exam, I'm going to present you with a life problem. That life problem, I will be getting from you your preliminary, your report, so that means you won't be able to change it. So you'll already turn in that keynote once and then also do it again, or I may do it differently this year and just have you do that on a separate page. But you're going to have a life problem that you're going to sit down and solve. Okay, and that'll be solved based on all the choices that you've made. Okay? So I don't want to say more, but we good to go on that? Okay. What?
That's the midterm, right? Because you said
That's the
final.
midterm. Yeah, when I say final, because the final is the same as the midterm, but now we'll have everything at our disposal.
Oh.
Okay?
Nice.
All right? Anything else? Yes, it's all open notes. There's nothing you have to know. It's open everything. You can. There's no reason.
Friday?
Except no.
Friday?
Absolutely. No, Fridays will not be.
Oh,
Thursday.
But let me give you an example here.
So then you just have to get the average of both assessments.
It's not the average.
80-20.
Thank you. The questions, Francisco, are you okay? Thank you. The questions probably will be worth 20% or so. Okay? It's the big part, the family part that I'm interested in the most. Okay? If there is a question, this is what I do with all finals, it doesn't matter. If there's ever a question on there that you object to, you say I haven't covered it, done it, etc., come up to me and say it. And then we'll look at it and see if that's true or false. Of course, if you say it and it's a day that you were out of class, what am I going to say to you? Get out of town. Okay. Get out of town. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So, all right. Let me see if I had any. So, what is a disability insurance policy? Covers you when you're disabled, so you're done. What is the difference between an HMO and a PPO? And don't tell me the letters are different. Okay. So Bernie, what's one of them?